And I wanted to underscore also the seriousness of this misconduct.
Stop tape. If asking a foreign entity, a foreign country, through its president, if asking that foreign entity to clean up its act and not be corrupt anymore in exchange for receiving my taxpayer dollars, then we would have to impeach retroactively all 44 prior presidents. That's right. All 44 prior to Donald Trump would have to be retroactively impeached. If we're using that threshold, that's our money, Congressman. That's my money that we're sending to Washington, D.C. I want my president of the United States to say, hey, Ukraine, you have been corrupt for decades. It's no secret, been corrupt for decades. And oh, by the way, you worked to defeat me in the 2016 election. So unless you can show me that you've cleaned up your act, we're not going to release the funds. Now, the Democrats, Adam Schiff, at the top of the list, does not want the truth to get out that prior to this phone call in July of 2019 with the Ukrainian president, prior to this, Ukraine got military aid from the Trump administration. That is, we the people, but the Trump administration released the military aid. Prior to that, the 44th president of the United States, Barack Obama, refused to do that, refused to help Ukraine in its battle against Russia. And so here we have sanctimoniously Adam Schiff and Jerry Nadler up there saying, look at what Donald Trump did. Look at what Donald Trump did by withholding the military aid from Ukraine in their war against Russia, how mean this was. They neglect to tell you, number one, that the Trump administration did release monies in 2 prior increments to Ukraine, and that number two, the previous administration refused to. So where was Nadler and where was Adam Schiff in the previous administration when it was not funding militarily Ukraine in its war against Russia? Where were they then? Crickets. But I have a warning. I have a warning for the United States Senate, and in particular Mitch McConnell. You better start getting aggressive. We better start hearing from you. We better start hearing you push back against this lousy case that's not being formulated in the House of Representatives by the Democrat leadership. You've got to start expressing what you are going to do in response. We know the case. The case has been laid out. This second phase with Jerry Nadler and all these law professors is nonsense. It's utter opinion. It shouldn't be admissible, certainly would not be admissible in a court of law, and it shouldn't be admissible in this. It means nothing to have law professors come up and say, yep, that's an impeachable offense, or even Jonathan Turley saying, no, that's not an impeachable offense. It's meaningless. It's no more of value than anyone off the street giving their opinion on impeachment. But Mitch McConnell is in a position of power and in a position of leadership. He's got to not only be informing his troops of what he's going to be doing and the tactics and the strategy next, because their case is laid out. The Democrat case is laid out. There's not going to be any more so-called evidence. It's all hearsay evidence anyway. Mitch McConnell has got to get in the faces of Nancy Pelosi and Adam Schiff and Jerry Nadler and say, you know what? You haven't made the case. And if you're going to force us to have a trial, here's the witness list. And here's the name at the top of the witness list. You may recognize it. His name is Adam Schiff. We deserve answers. The American people deserve answers. How Adam Schiff and his staff improperly enmeshed themselves in the whistleblower process. And oh, second name on the witness list should be the whistleblower. Oh, yeah. We want to hear from the whistleblower. This is the guy that triggered all of this. Even if it's not Eric Ciaramella, I still want to hear from Eric Ciaramella. So Adam Schiff, whistleblower, and or Eric Ciaramella, first 3 witnesses. Send the warning shot now to the Democrats that, hey, you haven't, this is what they do in court. It's called a summary judgment. Summary judgment time. You haven't made the case. And I firmly believe if Mitch McConnell does this, there will never be a vote on impeachment in the 116th Congress. They'll take the censure route out. I firmly believe this. So clearly, this guy, Adam Schiff, this is personal for this guy. One radical congressman elected in a heavily partisan, anti-Trump district in a very blue city from a very blue state. This one congressman has a singular goal. Adam Schiff is guilty of attempting to do what he is accusing the president of doing. He's weaponizing his position in government to unfairly affect the outcome of a presidential election.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.